This is Gregory Iron, and you're watching Smash TV.
Tonight's the night. We set this place on fire. We don't pay no mind. It's our time to shine. Let's burn it up. Let's get smashed. Let's get smashed. Let's get smashed. Let's get smashed. We're here to right the wrongs. We came to get it on.
Happy Wednesday, fans, and you know what that means. It's time for another episode of Smash TV. Scott Hunter here alongside my broadcast partner, Brad Myers.
My favorite day of the week, Wednesday. Not only is it the middle of the work week, but it's Smash TV. And what a show we've got for you guys here tonight.
That's right, Hump Day is Smash TV Day. And here we are, a huge show we have for everyone tonight, Brad. Alex Vega going one-on-one with Psycho Mike Rollins, but tonight's main event, Tyson Dux, has a shot at the championship as he takes on the Canadian Goldberg, Matt Cross.
Can Tyson Dux end the streak and win the title in the same night? We're going to find out here tonight on Smash TV. But first,
that match, as we just mentioned, Alex Vega, Rocksteady, taking on Psycho Mike Rollins.
the battle of the sweet nicknames.
We saw the two of them in a Fatal 4-Way match a couple weeks ago, but now they get a chance to go at it one-on-one.
Brett Strong, Lisa Vino, Alex DeWitt, Michael Beard Kostecki, Nadine Farron, and Jimmy Corderas. From Machino Music comes High Speed Flamingo.
And here we go, folks. This matchup underway. Psycho Mike Rollins making his way to the ring.
Psycho Mike Rollins, of course, picked up that huge victory against Alex Shelley.
That's right, that was back at Destiny Awaits. But Brad, as we saw a couple weeks ago in that Fatal 4-Way match, also involving Gregory Iron and Shane Saber.
Yeah, the last thing we saw was this man, Psycho Mike Rollins, and Rocksteady Alex Vega having a few choice words for each other, and I suppose that's why James Key set this match up here tonight.
That's right, we have the perfect stage to settle an argument. That is a Smash Wrestling ring.
I mean, there really is no better way to settle an argument. I have a problem with you, you have a problem with me. Let's go trade fisticuffs if we will.
Trading fisticuffs they will. And Psycho Mike Rollins, you never know what's going through this guy's head.
So we said it time and time again, if he can channel that psychoness and harness it and not lose his cool with it, he is a very, very dangerous man.
And every now and then, Brad, it seems like the light switch goes on and everything clicks and he has it going. And just when you think he's going to get on a roll again, the switch flicks again and he goes nuts.
It's kind of Dr. Jekyll.
Mr. Hyde?
Mr. Hyde. Jekyll and Hyde.
Jekyll and Hyde. That is the way that analogy goes.
I almost sang the song from Luther. If you know what I'm talking about, look it up.
I don't know what you're talking about, nor will I look it up. As Rocksteady, Alex Vega makes his way to the ring.
Alex Vega always brings the intensity to his matches, and he is a crowd favorite here in Barry's Bay. That is not something we say too often.
No, but this is the reaction Alex Vega believes he deserves. This is the reaction that Alex Vega wants from these fans, and he is loving life here on Smash TV here in Barry's Bay.
Yeah, usually he gets the boo birds come out for him, but these Barry's Bay fans seem to love Alex Vega.
Bit of a younger crowd here, Brad, and Alex Vega appears to be the John Cena of Smash Wrestling. Kids love him.
Kids love him, and our fans don't.
Much love for Vega in this match, though, as he makes his way into the ring. Clearly the fan favorite in this one. But as you said, Brad, Psycho Mike has been in there and defeated some of the caliber of Alex Shelley.
Alex Shelley, a New Japan Professional Wrestling mainstay.
And if Psycho Mike is able to pick up the win here, you got to believe that shoots him up the rankings and puts him into contention for the Smash Wrestling Championship. Alex Vega, of course, had a shot at that championship in a triple threat match back at Rival Schools, where he and Brent Banks challenged Matt Cross, but Matt Cross able to extend that streak a little bit.
Rival Schools, of course, a free download of that show is available where, Scott?
It's www.smash-wrestling.com.
Did you ever get that card from James?
I did not get the card from James. I still have no idea what you're talking about. I believe it's a myth.
I got one this week, so it's not a myth. But here we go, ladies and gentlemen. The bell rings. We're underway. Smash TV.
This match is officially started, and both men taking their time. No one wanted to jump into this one.
Psycho Mike yelling at the crowd. This is not an unusual thing for Psycho Mike.
And Brad, if you're Alex Vega, how do you compete against someone with the psyche of Psycho Mike? How do you prepare for this?
Very carefully. It's almost hard to scout Psycho Mike because every time we see him, we see something different. And it's not that he's learning new moves, it's just you never know what sort of personality is going to come out with Psycho Mike. It could be the completely focused and dangerous Psycho Mike, or it could be the kidding around, lackadaisical Psycho Mike.
You never know who you're going to get when you're in the ring with him. It's either Psycho Mike or Mike Rollins that you're stepping in the ring with.
And occasionally you see the hybrid of Psycho Mike Rollins, which is where, if you ask me, he's at his best.
He's got to find a way to channel both personalities at the same time here. And again, both men sizing each other up in the feeling out process of this match.
And here we go. Oh, Alex Vega goes under the lockup. Psycho Mike to the floor.
Mike Rollins is leaving.
Scott, how does one get a haircut like Psycho Mike?
Well, it's pretty easy. You just start getting a haircut and then you stop.
Did he only have enough money for half?
I don't know if he only had enough money for half, or maybe Psycho Mike wanted to shave his head and Mike Rollins didn't feel like it.
That could be the case too. I mean,
nonetheless, Psycho Mike making a statement, and just with his look, has to get into the head, into the mindset of his opponents.
Psycho Mike to the floor again after Alex Vega ducked 3 or 4 lockups there.
And he's getting frustrated.
And this is where Psycho Mike can become dangerous. He can become a hazard to himself here, Scott.
That's right, Brad. Anytime you see Psycho Mike get angry, that's when he's at his worst. He's stolen a sign from a fan and destroyed it out of frustration.
Were you able to catch what the sign said? I couldn't quite read it.
I couldn't read the sign. It was very bright pink.
Mike Rollins. He went low for the lockup there so that Alex Vega couldn't get...
Oh, and a shot right to the rib cage. The first offensive move we've seen in this matchup. Psycho Mike, just like that, is in control.
Here comes Psycho Mike. Up and over goes Vega. Rolls through. Up and over again.
How fast is Alex Vega, Brad?
3rd time's a charm for up and over with a back handspring. Big Hurricane Rana.
Falls over with a big wheel kick. Down goes Mike Rollins, and again rolling to the outside.
Vega, springboard drop kick. Rollins to the floor. Alex Vega taunts to the crowd.
And Vega, I gotta believe, Brad, Alex Vega might be the fastest guy we have here in Smash Wrestling.
He's lightning quick. Blink and you'll miss him.
And here he's taking the fight to Psycho Mike on the outside. Oh, what a chop that was. Psycho Mike having to do a lap, trying to walk away from that one, trying to walk it off. And the crowd now.
Psycho Mike
hang on a second. Oh, he punched him in the chest. A fan just punched Psycho Mike square in the chest.
I have never seen that in my life.
There's no way that's a legal maneuver.
That's outside interference. Oh!
Punch in the chest. Barry's made us not know how to chop. They're just punching him in the chest.
Oh, Psycho Mike.
And Brad, we have been in Barry's Bay here for a few weeks now. The fans have, I'm sure, have learned how to chop by now. Apparently not. And these are, again, if you watched last week, some very extremely strong children punching Psycho Mike in the chest.
Yeah, Psycho Mike might need to go to a doctor before this one's done.
Oh, there's Alex Vega trying to teach them how to chop. And more punches in the chest.
What are these fans doing?
This is ridiculous. Dustin Fury, how is he allowing this match to continue?
Oh, Psycho Mike into the ring post.
How many punches has he taken to the chest? I have never seen a fan do that.
He's threw a ball at
Oh,
Alex.
man.
Psycho Mike.
These guys are fighting all over the arena.
What does he have in his hand? Is that a bag of chips? Oh! What did he hit him with?
I didn't even catch what that was, Brad. Everything but the kitchen sink, though. Alex Vega rolling Psycho Mike back into the ring.
It looks like a ball, but Scott, do you know what that was? That was that sign that Psycho Mike ripped.
Oh, that was the ripped up sign.
Crumpled into a ball.
But Psycho Mike now stomping away the head, cutting off Alex Vega at the pass as he tried to enter the ring. And again, Brad, this is where he's most dangerous.
Psycho Mike stomping a mud hole and currently walking it dry.
He has snapped.
It doesn't take much to set Psycho Mike off, and once he's gone, you don't want to try to stop him.
There is no coming back.
What does he have in his hand?
Oh, I have no idea. He just nailed Alex Vega with it.
Is it a Doritos bag?
I don't know what that was, Brad, but again, Dustin Peary needs to try and get control of this matchup again.
This is the most bizarre match that I've ever called with you, Scott.
Well, Brad, anytime Psycho Mike is in the ring, it's always a little bit bizarre.
Oh, big punch right to the back of the head by Psycho Mike.
Now he's choking with the middle rope. And Dustin Peary choosing now to start trying to enforce some rules.
He breaks it at every 1 count.
Psycho Mike does have to the count of 5.
Into the cover.
1. Only a 1 count. That's going to frustrate Mike Rollins. He's trying to invite a kid into the ring.
I don't know if that's a wise move.
I don't think so.
These are strong kids.
He should know that. He just got punched in the chest by like 9 of them.
Oh, big backhand.
Clubbing blow right to the back of Alex Vega.
Is he starting for a choke slam? Channeling his inner Paul White.
I don't even know where to go from there. He's calling for a power bomb by the looks of it. Took too long though. Alex Vega with a roll-up. Jackknifes him. 1, 2, and no.
Psycho Mike able to kick out.
What a kick. That one looked a little bit low. But Dustin Peary in a better position than you and I, Brad.
Oh, right into the turnbuckle. Oh, Vega.
Uh-oh.
So he's trying to fight back into it. Oh, another one.
Oh, and again, he's Vegging up. And there's another one. Alex Vega feeling it now.
Psycho Mike is...
He's got to stop hitting his head in the turnbuckle. That's where he gets all of his powers from. Oh, and a bear hug. When's the last time you seen a bear hug, Brad?
Right now, but before then, I couldn't tell you.
Just trying to squeeze the life out of Alex Vega. Squeezing all the power he got from those turnbuckles out.
Well, this could be all.
He might be out. See, if that arm drops a 3rd time, this match is over. No!
Oh, Vega.
There's still life left in Alex Vega. Oh, wow. Just a chop right to the face.
Oh, another one.
But with each shot, Rollins squeezing harder.
He's got him. He's got him.
Breaks it. Oh, Enziguri. Down goes Rollins.
A huge Enziguri.
And is this the opening that Vega needs?
Vega looks like he's going to the top rope, but Rollins is a long way from home. Rollins to his feet.
Oh, he's going to catch Vega at the top rope.
Oh, Vega headbutts Rollins back down.
But Rollins again back up to his feet.
Here comes Vega off the top.
Whoa, what height did he get from that crossbody? And is that him? He got him. Alex Vega, your winner with a huge crossbody. Almost got caught up in the lights there, Brad.
From the rafters with a crossbody.
Out of nowhere, Alex Vega picks up the win.
And Psycho Mike cannot believe it.
He's back there. He does not realize that this match is over. He got caught off guard just like you and I, Brad.
But ladies and gentlemen, your winner, Alex Vega. A huge victory here.
Oh, hang on. He's got that sign. Oh, another enziguri. One more for good measure. And Brad, you heard James Key on our podcast say that Alex Vega has to start at the bottom and work his way up. And he is right back on track with a big win over Psycho Mike Rollins. Of course, fans, you can listen to our podcast, available on iTunes, the Smash Wrestling Podcast.
Subscribe. It's a good time. I think you'll enjoy it. Alex Vega picking up the big win here on Smash TV.
Pepper Parks on distracting senior official Jimmy Gordon. So Pepper Parks choking Gregory Iron with a t-shirt. Oh, huge crossbody. Oh, hang on a second. Oh, a well-deserved standing ovation. Brett Banks perched that shirt. This is not going to end well. Oh, what a drop kick. Oh! Scotty O'Shea, almost to Red Banks, roll through. Handspring, ace crusher. Red Banks might smash this chip. Oh!
Face to face, busted grab.
What's out there?
Oh,
That's a good point. I personally want to stay out of it.
looks like your ankle there, James.
I didn't see.
Never-ending thoughts and dreams are shining mist away from me.
Armbar! Armbar! Right in the center of the ring. Kyle Ryan walks through the pin. Armbar again! Tornado knee. No! The raw strength. Northern Light suplex. He rolls through. Dragon sleeper applied. Tries a guillotine choke. Oh! What a German suplex. He's on his feet though. Oh, and it dominated this entire contest. There's the post. Fans now holding the back of the swamp. Oh! Oh! Oh, look out! Oh, no! Oh, my God! Their air raid siren. 5-ton frog splash! Security has to break this up. Shit swamp just kicked security. Oh! Superplex through a table!
Please tell me.
Oh!
But I'm not scared.
Oh, what a gut buster! Oh, super kick! He dropped down to a knee. There's another one. Oh!
That's a good one.
Down this is. Oh!
Chris Hero feels like Watanabe stole something from him. It feels like he came into his house.
Oh, Watanabe now. Oh, just lands and face first to the mat. And now Watanabe standing with all of his weight on Chris Hero. Able to hang on. Oh, there's a drop kick right through the rope. Watanabe blocks that elbow. Hits one of his own. Oh, there's a low blow.
Not again!
Especially, oh, hang on there. Banks gets dumped out of the ring. Cross now looking for a rock. Matt Cross fighting out with everything that he's got. Oh, hang on a second here. Alex Vega looks to throw Matt Cross out, but oh,
Spring elbow.
oh, springboard cross body. Whoa! Unfortunate for Vega. Spear! Spear! 19 times he's hit it. 19 times he's won.
Every show, Brent, what is it with you? Every show, just beat me clean. Beat me clean, we wouldn't have a problem anymore. That's all I'm
It
asking.
doesn't matter how I win, as long as I win. I've beaten you twice already.
You know what? How do you look at yourself like that?
Guys, you guys are gonna get a chance to get your hands on each other one more time at Smashapalooza.
Yes.
But it is gonna be in a triple threat match. But before I get into that, I just gotta know, what's this all about?
You know what? First, let me answer that, Brett. At first, I thought we were just two guys who were competing. We're trying to get the best of each other. But then I learned you're just jealous, dude. Get over it.
Jealous of what? I keep winning. What don't you understand?
Be like a man once
You're
and
a
we'll be fine.
loser.
Be
You're a
like a
nerd,
man
and you're a
once. That's all I
loser.
ask.
You win.
Alright, guys, look, you guys are gonna get, like I said, a chance to get your hands on each other, but the third man in that triple threat match has just been announced. A guy who's been on an absolute roll here in Smash Wrestling.
Me. Like me, right?
Like you, Pepper Parks.
Not as much, though.
Pepper Parks has been on a huge roll lately. He's gonna be the third man in that matchup. What do you guys think about going into there?
Whoa, great job, Slick. Let me finish the rest of the questions, huh? I love that skinny suit, you look great. Boys, you've never been in the ring with a man like me. I'm gonna delete you both, and you can bank on it. We'll see that, all right?
That's funny.
My favorite match in Smash Wrestling so far would have to be my match with Matt Cross back at Super Showdown last year, and that's because I looked up to Matt when I got into professional wrestling, especially on the independent level. I saw Matt as a guy who was similar in my size, and he was very athletic, so when I tried to get into the business, he was someone I kind of aspired to be like. And as time progressed, we became friends, we developed relationships, started traveling together. I learned a lot on the road from him, so to be able to get in the ring with him, share the spotlight, and have one of my all-time favorite matches here in Toronto for Smash. It was one of the highlights not only of my career, but of my life. Favorite moment would probably be the first show. Even though the match didn't go the way I wanted it to, and it ended in a double countout, I'd like to think that it kind of set the pace the entire show for what was to come. And I think that night, it proved that Smash Wrestling was a force to be reckoned with in Toronto wrestling, and I'd like to think since then they've kept the pace going, and I would put Smash on par with any independent promotion in this country, or the United States, or any other country in the world. I love working with Matt Cross in Smash Wrestling. The other guys that I'd like to work with, I've enjoyed working with Brent Banks. He's got kind of an attitude problem sometimes, but I don't mind someone who's a little spunky, I guess, and I'll get in there and go blow for blow with him. I love doing battle with the Hacker recently. I think he's a guy, Scotty O'Shea, that's very underrated. Tyson Dux, also very underrated. I don't think he's got his due. Again, another guy with sort of an attitude problem sometimes, but man, the fact that guy's not under a national contract is just a travesty. Those would be my top picks. The deal with all the awesome t-shirts, I just love awesome t-shirts. I always had to wear like hand-me-down clothes or like second-hand clothes as a kid, and I don't have a problem with second-hand clothes. I go to the thrift store all the time, but I like random shirts with funny stuff on it, wrestling shirts, and I particularly love vintage shirts. And that's my thing, thrift stores, eBay, that's what I do, man.
And Brad, next week, it's Smashapalooza come early as the Smash Brothers take on the Goat Brigade.
This is just a preview of what's to come at Smashapalooza, but the Goat Brigade have a big challenge in front of them.
Huge opportunity as well for these two youngsters. And also next week, Hacker Scotty O'Shea continues his feud with the one-man dynasty, Brent Banks.
These two guys have met before in a Smash Wrestling ring, but not yet on Smash TV. You guys are in for a treat with this one.
And here we go, Brad. It's main event time. The Smash Wrestling Championship is on the line.
You guys gave them something to look forward to, something that they can actually have someone speak to them about their dreams, saying that it's good to pursue it. So I think it's really positive.
It's a positive influence. Like I said, the kids are responsive to it, and at the end of the day, Smash. This is Smash isn't just about the in-ring product. It's about getting out in the community and making a difference. And when you see the look on the kids' faces, and when you see them actually responding to the things you're saying, you know you are making that difference.
It's nice coming out to today and talking to all the kids. We didn't get that opportunity when we were growing up, so it's nice to be able to offer the kids that opportunity.
This is very exciting for me. As Matt Cross, I've performed in 19 countries around the world.
Not a better feeling than seeing these kids with their faces and their smiles. It's all love. I love doing these. I love the kids here. It's such a great experience.
You can be that. You honestly, I don't care how hard it is.
I look forward to being a part of these events just as much as I look forward to being in the ring. It's about doing something different, about doing something challenging, and really, after an event or two, you actually do notice that you are actually making a difference for these kids. So whether it's visiting schools talking about bullying or chasing your dreams, or if it's getting involved with the local communities that we run events at, I hope that us as Smash athletes, we ingrain ourselves in those communities. We get to know these faces, we get to see these faces again, and it's something that we do on the regular.
And Brad, here we go. It's main event time. The Smash Wrestling Champion, Matt Cross, making his way to the ring. The challenger, Tyson Dux, awaits.
And here we go.
Wasting no time. And Brad, we saw Tyson Dux earn this opportunity back in the debut episode of Smash TV when he beat Josh Alexander. And he tried to take the fight to Matt Cross early, but Matt Cross quickly in control of this contest.
Matt Cross gaining the upper hand quick.
Doesn't even have his vest off yet.
Now you can fight in a vest.
Clearly. A straight shot right to the face. Tyson Dux going to regret taking the fight to him early.
These fans absolutely love Matt Cross here in Barry's Bay.
And Brad, anytime you get a shot at that championship, anytime you get a chance to get in the ring with Matt Cross, you have to bring everything you have to the table, because you never know when or if another opportunity is ever going to come again.
Absolutely. We heard James Key say that once you lose, that's it. One and done here in Smash Wrestling. So you got to bring your A game. You got to bring your A++ game. 125% is what it's going to take to beat Matt Cross.
And Tyson Dux, textbook, always brings his A+ game to Smash Wrestling. But as you said, Brad, he's going to need more than that here tonight.
And he's going to need to channel his cyborg. He's going to need to step it up into overdrive to pick the win up.
Fans, last week we went back in time a little bit to show you exactly what Tyson Dux is capable of, exactly what Tyson Dux is willing to do. We'll see if he's going to bring a little bit of that attitude, that aggression with him here tonight.
It seems like he weighs, he jumped Matt Cross before Matt Cross even had a chance to celebrate with the belt in the ring.
Matt Cross with a big scoop slam now on Tyson Dux. Could he be going for the end already? Yeah, Matt Cross going to the top. Not paid by the hour, but Tyson Dux wisely rolling out of the ring. He knew what was coming up next.
Matt Cross to the floor. Grabs Tyson Dux. Big chop.
Huge chop there for Matt Cross. Getting right back on top of Tyson Dux. Tyson Dux, this is for the championship. You don't have time to walk away. There are no timeouts in professional wrestling. Matt Cross reminding him of that fact.
Matt Cross always stays on top of his men, especially when the title's on the line.
These kids are loving Matt Cross. Big fans of the champion.
I'm a fan of the champion. Aren't you a fan of the champion? I love this guy.
I'm always a fan of the champion.
Look at these fans just crowding
swarming Matt Cross.
Not even giving him a chance to do his job.
Matt Cross is trying to wrestle right now, and these fans are all over him. Running wild here in Barry's Bay.
Cross-a-mania.
But Matt Cross again going up top, and Tyson Dux caught him. Rips him down from the top and rams him head first. And just like that, Tyson Dux now in control of this matchup. Belly to back. No! Cross lands on his feet.
Going for the Arcana roll.
Both these guys picking up the pace here. Huge dropkick there from Matt Cross.
Matt Cross posing for something here. Whoa, leg sweep. And a standing moonsault to fall.
Absolutely beautiful standing moonsault from the champion.
Only a 2 count though. It's going to take more than that to put away Tyson Dux. We saw the fight last week when we went back to redemption.
Tyson Dux.
Oh, an eye poke by Tyson Dux.
Always a hard guy to defeat. It's going to take a lot out of Matt Cross.
You grab the beard of Matt Cross. That's not something you do to Matt Cross. You do not touch another man's beard.
But Brad, when you're the king of the mountain, it's a long fall from the top. Matt Cross, that championship is a huge target hanging off his shoulder.
Tyson Dux using some underhanded tactics here, just dragged the eyes of Matt Cross along the top rope.
And a rope burn across the face there, but Brad, by hook or by crook, this is for the championship.
I mean, it's more than the championship. The championship's on the line, but if Tyson Dux can pick up the win, he ends the streak.
It's 20-0 is Matt Cross right now in Smash Wrestling.
He's looking to make it 21.
Of course, Matt Cross's last victory coming at Rival Schools in the triple threat match where he successfully defended his title against Alex Vega and Brent Banks.
And what a match that was.
And fans, you can watch Rival Schools for free. Digital download if you go to www.smash-wrestling.com and go to our digital download section. Click on Rival Schools. It is 100% absolutely free.
And you saw the trailer for earlier tonight here on Smash TV, and it's been called our best show ever.
And if you haven't seen it, folks, what are you waiting for? Be sure to check it out as soon as you finish watching this contest.
Oh, he grabbed him by the beard and locks in a headlock.
And of course, while you're there, you can also buy tickets to our next show, Smashapalooza. But the question right now is, who will be the champion come Smashapalooza? As Tyson Dux is now in control of Matt Cross here. Oh, he ducked way too early. Matt Cross made him pay.
That's something you don't see Tyson Dux do often, is make a mistake that big. And Matt Cross is going to make him pay for it.
Handful of hair. Matt Cross using some underhanded tactics now.
If you're going to pull the beard, you got to expect this to come back.
Matt Cross now putting that beard back into position.
Listen to this crowd just chant "Fear the Beard."
Echoing through the arena. Oh man, what a neck breaker that was.
Very interesting neck breaker. A fireman's carry into a neck breaker.
Very interesting indeed, Brad. Tyson Dux now put a head up to the top turnbuckle. This is where he's most comfortable.
And that's Matt Cross.
That's what I meant to say.
Matt Cross could be going for the shooting star press this early.
No, went for a 450 splash. Landed on his feet though. Oh, tilt-a-whirl backbreaker from Tyson Dux.
And Matt Cross is in a lot of pain. And Tyson's laughing.
And that's the opening he needed, Brad. Huge tilt-a-whirl backbreaker. It's going to make Matt Cross think twice about heading up to the top rope again. Putting a little bit of doubt in the mind of the champion. It's exactly what you want to do if you're Tyson Dux. Hang on a second here. Just ripping him off the ropes.
Tyson Dux is a ring general. He knows his way around the ring. He does things that I've never seen people do using all parts of the ring style.
A 17-year veteran of the squared circle is Tyson Dux. No stranger. Again, this crowd firmly behind our champion, but Tyson Dux firmly in control of the champion right now.
And the streak looks like it's in a little bit of jeopardy right now.
And an elbow right to the spine. Nothing pretty, nothing fancy about that one.
Oh, another one.
Pretty effective, though. Tyson Dux just methodically wearing down the champion. Whips him right into the corner, and down goes Cross.
Tyson Dux is in firm control right now, and the crowd, though, is just relentless in chanting "Fear the Beard," trying to will Matt Cross back into this match.
Hang on a second, though, Brad. Both men now on the outside of the ring. There is no padding here. There's pure concrete on the floor. And Tyson Dux is still taking it to the champion, Matt Cross.
What's he setting up for here? Could be a scoop slam.
Oh, a scoop slam onto the ring apron. Very little padding, just a steel bar connecting the turnbuckles together.
Now there's no giving that. Quickly into the cover.
Only a 2 count. Going to take more than that to end the streak of the champion.
Cross sent to the floor by Dux. Dux now down to join him.
Again, just this methodical pace being put on display by Tyson. Just a straight punt to the head.
Just ruthless by Tyson Dux.
He's dragging him through the fans that are trying to wheel him back. almost mocking the fans as Tyson Dux now.
Now he's yelling at the fans to get out of their seats.
Oh no. Skin slam onto the chairs. What an awkward landing. Your body is not meant to bend that way.
Tyson Dux just told Matt Cross to have a seat.
Or 4. But now the crowd trying to will Matt Cross back on as Tyson Dux is being surrounded by fans.
Tyson Dux yelling at fans to leave him alone.
But if you're Tyson Dux, you can't win the championship with Matt Cross on the outside. You've got to get him back in the ring. Championship advantage, the title can only change hands by pinfall or submission.
Tyson Dux kicking the ropes, trying to scare those kids away from ringside. The championship brings out a whole new side of everybody when they get a chance to fight for it. And this is a very strange side of Tyson Dux that we've never seen before.
But Brad, if you ask me, that was a huge mistake there by Tyson Dux, giving Matt Cross way too much time on the outside. But then again, he's been in the ring a lot longer than I have, and he's still in firm control of this matchup.
Just wrenching back on the neck, the knee right in the spine.
And he can, make no mistake, Brad, he can end the match with a submission hold like this here.
Absolutely.
If anyone can do it, Tyson Dux can.
Tyson Dux can end a match with a submission in a blink of an eye.
He's got him dead center of the ring, away from those ropes. Exactly where you want to have that hold locked in, but Matt Cross fighting out of it. This crowd has willed him back into this contest. That is what has been fueling him throughout his entire streak. Oh, wow, what an overhead belly-to-belly that was.
Very awkward landing by Matt Cross into the cover. 1, 2,
and no, Matt Cross still has life in him. And this crowd still chanting, Fear the Beard.
They have been chanting Fear the Beard since the opening bell.
Tyson Dux working on a Boston Crab. Oh, he's got it locked in the middle of the ring. This could be it, Brad.
The title is...
Will the champion tap out? Will we see a new Smash Wrestling champion? This crowd still trying to will Matt Cross on as he's clawing, inching his way to that bottom rope.
But Tyson Dux has this Boston Crab in deep. Cross pulling.
Refusing to quit. He gets to the bottom rope. Tyson Dux is forced to release the hold before he gets disqualified. Taking full advantage of that 5 count, though. Has the damage now been done, Brad? To the lower back of Matt Cross, Tyson Dux now has a target of which to work.
And when Tyson Dux gets a target, he is like an archer. He hits a bullseye time and time again.
Just driving those knees into the lower back of Matt Cross. And now Tyson Dux asking to hear the crowd. He can't hear them anymore. As he has the champion right where he wants him.
Tyson Dux.
On a backbreaker.
Big backbreaker into the cover. 1, 2.
And Brad, how smart is Tyson Dux? All it takes is that one little opening and he pounces all over it. Wearing down the lower back of Matt Cross with the Boston Crab and now just going to work on it. He's going for a camel clutch here.
Looking to make him humble. Oh, there it is. It's locked in deep.
That is in extremely deep, Brad. And again, dead center of the ring. Matt Cross has nowhere to go. He's got to fight out of this or make it to the bottom rope or risk losing his championship.
A championship that he fought so hard for. And Tyson Dux, though, the experience is just, it's so overwhelming to anybody who he gets in the ring with because he can stretch you in ways that you've never been stretched before, and he can catch you in a blink of an eye and end the match.
Oh, a beautiful counter out of that camel clutch as he trips the leg of Tyson Dux. But Tyson Dux right back on him with a clothesline into the corner. Down goes Cross. And he is in a prone position.
With every Matt Cross comeback, you think he might get advantage, but you gotta wonder if the damage has been done, that it's insurmountable here.
And Brad, I don't know if we've ever seen the champion in this much danger.
Whoa!
Whoa, he landed on his feet!
Big kick though, Tyson Dux just, oh no, Matt Cross counters that, big back elbow!
And just like that, Matt Cross, you can never count out the champion.
Both men looking to get to a vertical base.
If nothing else, Matt Cross has created some space for himself, giving himself some time to catch his breath.
The Smash Wrestling Championship on the line.
This is what it's all about, Brad. Two guys leaving everything in the ring. leaving nothing to chance. Oh, a huge chop there from Matt Cross. And another one, wearing down Tyson Dux in the corner.
Chops and punches.
Relentless with these strikes.
Now multiple chops. He's going to keep going.
Coming at him like a ninja warrior is Matt Cross. Whipping Tyson Dux out of the corner. He's going to the top.
Is he going to the top, Scott? He is.
He's hesitant. Last time he went up there, he ate a
cartwheel's over.
tilt-a-whirl backbreaker last time he went up there, but
big elbow.
An elbow right to the ear. Throwing off the equilibrium.
Big headlock by Tyson Dux.
It's a deep headlock applied. Oh, pump kick. Down goes Dux. But he's back to his feet. Barely.
Trying to get the momentum back on his side.
Trying to keep Tyson Dux down. What's it going to take, Brad? Oh, step up Inzaguri. He's still on his feet.
Oh, neckbreaker.
And down goes Dux.
Kip up. Matt Cross is not as hurt as he let on to be.
He's going up top. But again, he's hesitant to do so. The damage done to that lower back. Trying to will himself. In the latter stages of this matchup, he's up top. What's he going for here, Brad?
Moonsault.
Huge moonsault, but he missed. And he jammed his knee.
Looked like he tried to land on his feet and his knee buckled.
His knee gave out on him. And now Tyson Dux, relentless with the strikes in the corner, taking full advantage of the fact that the champion is hurt.
Oh, European uppercut after European uppercut.
Oh, and a headbutt now.
Tyson Dux has stepped it into overdrive. This is what he needs to do if he wants to walk away the Smash Wrestling champion.
He can feel it. He can taste the gold, Brad. Belly to back suplex. Two in. No. What more does Tyson Dux have to do to finish off the champion, Brad?
Does there become a point in your mind where you wonder if you can do it? Because if there is, Tyson Dux has got to be getting to that point where he's got to be wondering, can I win this match? Can I defeat Matt Cross?
Shadows of doubt seeping into the mind of Tyson Dux. They have to be at this point.
With every kick out by Matt Cross, you got to wonder if Tyson Dux is getting closer to that point where he's starting to doubt that he can actually defeat Matt Cross.
He's got to be starting to doubt if anyone can defeat Matt Cross.
If Tyson Dux can't do it, Scott, I don't know who can.
Look out here, though, Brad. He's calling for a superplex. This could finish off the champion if he's able to hit it, with Matt Cross fighting out of it. Showing off that championship spirit.
Oh, headbutt, down goes Tyson Dux.
Tyson Dux, though, right back up. And another headbutt, down goes Dux again. But refusing to stay down is Tyson Dux. Matt Cross on top with a mushroom stomp. Down goes Dux. Cross going back to the top, Brad. Could it be? 20 times he's hit it. Oh, he nails it. 1, 2, 3, got him.
The streak lives.
21-0 is Matt Cross, your Smash Wrestling champion.
Smash Wrestling champion Matt Cross retains the title yet again, Scott.
Unbelievable, Brad.
Who is going to defeat this man?
Who's next?
I have no idea who's next, but I want to know.
Canadian Goldberg, Matt Cross, now 21-0 in Smash Wrestling. Just an absolutely ridiculous record, spanning almost 2 years now, Brad.
And I cannot believe that this guy just keeps winning. You can throw whatever you want at this guy, and he's going to keep winning.
There are newborn babies that are now talking and walking that were born the day the streak started. That's how long the streak has lasted. 2 full years. Teenagers who were just starting to drive are now legal drinking age. That's how long this streak has lasted.
Those are some amazing stats.
Just to put it into perspective, the incredible winning streak of the Smash Wrestling champion.
I don't think it's ever going to end.
It might not. We could be in our 40s and still talking about how long this streak is going.
The only Smash Wrestling champion, Matt Cross.
What a match we have just been witness to.
Tyson Dux giving Matt Cross arguably the toughest challenge of Matt Cross's winning streak here in Smash Wrestling, but
definitely both men know they were just in a war, a battle, and Brad, I'd love to see these two go at it again.
I could watch these two go at it every day of my life and never get bored of it.
But of course, that is in the hands of Managing Director James Key, and he has stated on our podcast that if you lose your championship opportunity, you have to start at the bottom and work your way up. And that might have just humbled Tyson Dux a little bit there, Brad. Has to go back to the drawing board.
Tyson Dux has a big mountain to climb if he wants another shot at the Smash Wrestling champion. Nonetheless, your victor, and still Smash Wrestling champion, Matt Cross.
Yeah, let the carnivores in. Dead sun's like a corpse in the morning. We ripping doors off the hinges. We bringing more to the minions. Let's go!
And Brad, what a match that was. Matt Cross retaining his championship once again.
Against Tyson Dux. Tyson Dux gave Matt Cross one heck of a fight. I don't know who's going to be able to beat Matt Cross. Stay beautiful, everybody.
My cup was half empty. Well, you taught me young. When my moon wasn't shining, you brightened my night up. You were there for me all along. Friend like Steph, your heart is warm. You were there for me all along, all along. When I had a scrape on my knee, you kissed it, bandaged it up. When I fell off of my bike, told me to get back up. You were there for me all along. A friend like Steph, your heart is warm. You were there for me all along, all along. When I had a hole in my pocket, you stitched it and you filled it up. When I had doubt on my mind, you told me life wasn't that rough. You were there for me all along. A friend like Steph, your heart is warm. There for me all along. A friend like Steph, your heart is warm. You were there for me all along. A friend like Steph, your heart is warm. You were there for me all along, all along, all along.